Welcome to the Coaches Hub podcast, powered by Soccer Profile. In this episode, Mastering Session Structure, the why behind every step, we explore how great coaching isn't about drills, it's about designing sessions with purpose. From warm-up to cool-down, every stage should connect, challenge, and prepare players for development. Too often, sessions lack cohesion. Today, we'll unpack the science and strategy behind each step so you can turn activities into meaningful learning environments. Let's dive into this topic.
Welcome to the Deep Dive, where we cut through the noise and get straight to the insights.
Great to be here.
Today, we're taking a magnifying glass to something every coach, every mentor, really, grapples with.
Yeah.
How do you move beyond just doing stuff in a session, running drills, to truly designing it? Designing for deep, meaningful learning. We've been diving into some incredible material straight from what we're calling the Coaches Hub, and honestly, it's packed with revelations.
It really is, and it's such a vital shift in perspective, I think.
How so?
Well, so often coaching sessions can feel a bit disjointed.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Warm-ups that don't quite connect, timings that kind of drift, interventions that are just reactive, not really planned.
Right, reacting to mistakes rather than guiding.
Exactly. And as this resource highlights, great coaching isn't just about how many drills you know. It's about how you structure them.
Structure them into purposeful experiences.
Purposeful, connected learning experiences, yeah. The core idea is getting the why behind every single step, making it all one coherent story for development.
Okay, let's unpack this then. Our mission for this deep dive is to explore the science and the strategy behind each phase of a really well-constructed session. We want to help you move from simply delivering activities to genuinely delivering, meaningful learning environments and environments that really foster deep development.
Will do.
So the Coaches Hub really emphasizes that preparation isn't just an afterthought. What's the foundational bit it zeroes in on first for priming mind and body? Is it just about getting warm?
Absolutely not just getting warm. It's much more. The first stage is, the warm-up, but it's so often undervalued.
Just seen as filler time sometimes?
Exactly. But from an educational view, it's a neurological and physical primer. It sets the stage. Physiologically, increases heart rate, blood flow, muscle elasticity, big tick for lowering injury risk. We know that.
Standard stuff.
Right. But here's the part often missed. Neurologically, especially if it's ball-based. It's key for enhancing reaction speed, coordination, cognitive readiness, basically getting the brain sharp, not just the body.
Okay, so not just a physical check-in, but like a cognitive preload for what's coming.
Precisely.
I mean, how many times have you seen a warm-up that looks like a completely different sport from the main session?
Oh, all the time.
Coaches Hub challenges that, right? What's the deeper approach it pushes for in those opening minutes?
It really does. The insightful shift this material proposes is making your warm-up thematic.
Thematic? How so?
So instead of just, generic jogs and stretches, it suggests replacing them with themed rondos or tag games that already connect to your session focus.
Ah, okay. Give me an example.
Sure. So if your theme for the day is, say, pressing.
Right.
Then your warm-up game should immediately emphasize pressure, quick reactions, transitions between attack and defense. You're getting players thinking about that core concept from minute one. You're subtly embedding the session's DNA right away.
That's a pretty big mental shift for coaches, isn't it? Turning a basic warm-up into a thematic primer. But how do you stop those themed warm-ups feeling like work? Before the actual session starts?
Yeah, that's a good point. It's about the game-based aspect. It still needs to be fun, engaging.
Keep it light.
But subtly woven with that session DNA. It's definitely an art, not just pure science.
Okay. So building on that initial engagement, the sources then take us to another critical physical bit, mobility. And, as a coach, it's easy to just put players through stretching routines, almost like a checkbox exercise.
Yep, been there.
But this resource, the Coaches Hub, suggests there's a deeper purpose, especially for player longevity.
Absolutely. It almost sounds like we're preparing for a career, not just one session, like you said.
So what is the insight into mobility's true purpose?
Well, what's fascinating here is that mobility is fundamentally about player longevity and preventing injuries. Not just flexibility for flexibility's sake,
Okay.
Dynamic stretches, for instance, they're specifically designed to prep players for explosive actions. Sprints, jumps, quick changes of direction.
The stuff they actually do in the games.
Exactly. And then you've got joint mobility routines, focusing on key areas, hips, ankles, the thoracic spine.
That's the mid-back.
Yeah, your mid-back. Crucial for rotation, good posture. These aren't just feel-good moves. They actively support efficient, injury-resistant movement patterns over the long haul.
Right, building resilience.
And there's another angle, this low-intensity phase. It's a crucial window for coaches
To observe.
to observe individual readiness, spotting fatigue early, maybe tightness, even mental disengagement. That can inform how you coach the rest of the session for that player.
That's smart. Taking a quiet moment to really see who's switched on.
Definitely. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, the research is pretty clear. Dynamic stretching improves sprint and agility performance before you play. Static stretching, more beneficial in the cooldown after activity.
So understanding the science means each stretch has a clear, intentional purpose, not just going through the motions.
Precisely. Purposeful stretching.
That clarity of purpose really hits home. So, okay, we've primed the individual player mind and body are ready. But a coaching session isn't just isolated prep work, is it?
Not at all.
How do we weave these foundational bits into a truly cohesive learning experience, not just, a random collection of activities?
Right. And this is where establishing the theme and linking practices becomes absolutely critical. The educational value here is huge.
Yes.
Because learning really sticks when every practice is part of a single coherent narrative.
Like telling a story.
Kind of, yeah. You start by defining a clear, single focus for the session, tactical or technical. Let's say playing through the thirds.
Okay, specific.
Then you design a progression. Practices build logically. Simple to complex, isolated skills to realistic game scenarios. Low pressure building to high pressure. And the key, what the Coaches Hub calls the linking principle, is that each practice must share DNA with the next. Players need to feel that clear thread connecting things, not jarring jumps between unrelated drills.
Can you give that concrete example again from the resource?
Sure, think about this. A warm-up rondo might focus on scanning and angles. Simple start.
Okay.
Then that progresses into maybe a positional possession drill. Builds on scanning and angles, but now you're practicing body shape to receive under pressure.
Right.
Still focus on awareness, space, angles.
Layering it up.
Exactly. And finally, maybe a conditioned small-sided game, an SSG, applies those possession principles in a full game context. See how each stage reinforces and adds a layer.
Yeah, definitely. It's like building a concept brick by brick rather than just throwing a pile of bricks at them.
Perfect analogy.
But thinking about structuring that progression, it brings up timings. How long do we spend on each brick? It's not just about what you do, but how long, right? This architecture of learning.
Exactly right. Duration. It directly shapes intensity, focus, and ultimately how much players actually retain.
So what does the Coaches Hub suggest?
It suggests that 5 and 8 minute activity blocks are often optimal for maintaining high concentration and intensity.
5 to 8 minutes. That feels quite short for some drills.
It can seem short, but these aren't just random numbers. They're designed to max out engagement before fatigue or, focus just drops off.
We've all seen that happen. Drill goes on for 15 minutes, eyes start glazing over.
Happens all the time. So this architecture directly counters that. Quality over quantity.
Okay.
And crucially, these blocks should be punctuated by, say, 1-2 minute micro rests.
Just for a quick drink?
Not just a drink break. They allow for vital physical recovery, sure, but maybe more importantly, cognitive reflection.
Processing time.
Exactly.
Yep.
Imagine asking a player in that 60 seconds, what did you just learn from that movement? Or what worked there? It solidifies the learning way more than just passive recovery. It's like hitting the save button on their brain, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that. Save button.
And thinking bigger picture, session periodization. You want the heaviest mental and physical loads early on, when players are freshest. Then you gradually taper towards the end.
Front load the tough stuff.
Basically, yes. What's fascinating here, linking to motor learning research, it consistently shows shorter, high-quality practice bouts outperform long, repetitive ones.
Less is more if it's focused.
Precisely. Players simply retain more when practices are concise, focused, purposeful. Quality over sheer quantity of time.
Okay, so we've got this architected session, linked practices, perfect timings, but then you're in the moment. How do you actually teach without wrecking the flow you've built? This is where interventions come in. This feels like the real art of coaching.
You've hit on a critical point there. Interventions are the bridge between the plan on paper and the actual learning happening.
Right.
The Coach's Hub identifies a few key types. You've got freeze interventions.
Stopping everything.
Stopping play, yeah. To highlight a pivotal moment. But key point, be concise. Use them sparingly. Too much freezing kills the flow.
Okay, what else?
Concurrent interventions. That's coaching while play continues.
Ah, the walk and talk.
Sort of, yeah. Minimizes disruption, really good for flow-based learning, giving real-time pointers. Then you have terminal interventions. These happen after the play stops.
End of a drill.
End of a drill, end of a repetition. Ideal for reflective feedback, guided questions, letting players process and understand.
Lots of options, but this raises a question for me. What's the guiding principle? How do you choose what to intervene on?
Great question. The absolute key principle is to anchor every intervention to the session theme.
Back to theme again.
Always. If today's focus is, say, defensive compactness, don't dilute it by suddenly trying to overcoach attacking runs at that exact moment.
Stay on message.
Stay on message. Stay focused on the central narrative. Reinforce that theme. You'll get much clearer learning and avoid just overwhelming players with too much information.
That focus is vital. Okay, so we've worked hard, learned a lot, pushed bodies and minds, and now it's time to wind down. But even the warm down, it has an intentional purpose, right? It's not just packing up the cones.
Definitely not. This is the warm down, resetting for recovery.
The final piece.
Absolutely. The warm down is the final essential stage. It truly closes the learning cycle. Physiologically, gentle activity helps clear lactic acid, reduces that next day soreness, muscle stiffness.
Helps recovery.
Helps recovery. Neurologically, specific breathing, certain stretches. They help restore the parasympathetic system. That's your rest and digest mode. Calms the body, lowers stress, aids overall recovery.
Okay, body reset. What about the mind?
Crucial. Psychologically, this is vital time for reflection. It consolidates the learning, gives players clarity on what they achieved, what they learned, what's next.
So the debrief is as important as the brief at the start.
In many ways, yes. I remember those silent cool downs too. Everyone just stretching, looking at the clock.
Yeah, mentally already heading home.
Right. But this material suggests something much more active, mentally.
What does the Coach's Hub suggest practically?
Don't just stretch silently. Use cool-down discussions to reinforce the theme. Ask questions. Like, what did we learn today about those pressing triggers?
Yeah.
Or where did we see success in playing through the thirds? This intentional dialogue helps solidify the concepts, makes the learning stick even longer. It truly completes that learning lump.
That makes so much sense. Closing the loop. So bringing it all together. What does this all mean? Our deep dive into the Coach's Hub material, it makes it crystal clear. A coaching session isn't just a plan on paper.
No, definitely not.
It's a carefully orchestrated journey. Every single component, from the first second of the warm-up to the final stretch of the cool-down, has a vital, interconnected role in shaping player development.
And to summarize maybe the big takeaways for you listening, every stage needs a distinct, intentional purpose. Don't just fill time.
Purposeful action.
Practices must be linked. Players need to feel that progression, not disconnection. Control timings, strategically protect intensity, maximize learning.
Architecture.
Intervene with precision, always tied back to the session's theme. And finally, end with dedicated recovery and reflection. Prepare them physically and mentally for tomorrow.
It really hammers home that when coaches embrace the why behind each step, they shift, don't they? From just delivering drills to genuinely shaping development.
That's the profound difference between sessions that just run and sessions that truly teach.
It's about being an architect of learning, not just a session manager.
Well said.
We've certainly covered a lot of ground today, really explored how to fundamentally rethink session design. It genuinely reshapes what we might think of as effective coaching, doesn't it?
It absolutely does.
Thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
My pleasure. And, the true mastery here, it isn't just knowing these steps, is it? It's the intelligent adaptation of these principles.
To your specific players.
To your specific players, their unique learning journeys. This framework we've discussed, from the Coach's Hub, it's not some rigid rulebook you have to follow to the letter.
More like a starting point.
Exactly, a powerful starting point that invites endless refinement, deeper understanding of how we all learn, whether that's on a sports field or, frankly, in any aspect of life.
A really powerful thought to end on. So how will you architect your next learning experience? We hope this deep dive has given you some powerful tools, some things to think about.
Keep experimenting.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep diving deep.
That's it for this episode of the Coaches Hub podcast, powered by Soccer Profile. Great coaching goes beyond running drills. It is about creating experiences that drive learning, growth, and resilience. When every detail has purpose, you're not just shaping better players, you're shaping better people. For more insights and resources, visit www.soccer-profile.com. Thanks for listening, and keep coaching with clarity, purpose, and intent.